Hey everyone, it's me Bailey and welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be a video that I've been wanting to do for a while, and that is how I annotate my books. So it's a pretty common thing in the book community to annotate your books, which I actually didn't know about this until probably a couple of years ago now. I think I started annotating probably back in 2018 maybe, and I'd seen Brittany from Brittany the Bibliophile. I had seen her annotation video and I literally just was like, wow, wow. And so I definitely think that it does enhance the reading experience, and so I will have a couple of videos that I watched and took inspiration from in the description of this video, as well as in the iCard above if you want to check out any of those videos. But this is just going to be kind of my method and kind of how I annotate my books and how I feel like I can get the best experience out of reading. So the first ever book that I annotated was Tower of Dawn by Sarah J. Maas, and I do actually have it right here, but I don't really want to pull it out just because it is under like all that stuff. So I did pull out some other examples of kind of books that I've annotated in the past. So I have gone through some stages in my annotating process, and so at first I would annotate where you could barely like see the tabs sticking out. So like you can see that there's tabs, but they're like not very far out of the book, so you can kind of see them but not really. And then I went through a phase as well where I would let the tabs stick out really far, which now I'm back in a phase where I don't really like this as much, and I've definitely started putting them closer into the pages. And I also did go through a phase as well where I was writing in my books, and so like as you can see, like where it's like underlined and stuff. And I definitely did go through a phase where I just really liked writing in my books, but unfortunately I believe that I have grown out of that phase. I don't really like it as much anymore. Do I think that I'll never ever write in my book ever again? No, but I think I have kind of gotten past that a little bit. However, when I did first start annotating and I didn't want to write in my books, I would use these like fatter I guess tabs that had come in the pack that I had gotten from Amazon, and I would write like on the tabs, like I would write my thoughts and stuff like on the tabs like that instead of underlining. And I did this pretty much throughout like the whole book, and I would just like write little mini thoughts like on the tabs in order to kind of get my thoughts down without actually writing on the page. And then recently I have gravitated more towards using sticky notes, and so we have my copy of A Court of Silver Flames, which is my most recent read that I've annotated, and so I would use like a sticky note to write in my book and just kind of write my thoughts and stuff down. I also did add an annotation key in the front of A Court of Silver Flames, which is something that I've never really done before. I did used to have an annotation key in my old reading journal, but I actually did not do a spread like that this year, which I really hate that I didn't do that, but I will be doing that probably in future reading journals because I really liked that aspect of that spread. So basically, now that I've talked about kind of how it looks, I'm going to kind of go into the meanings of my tabs as well as the supplies that I use. So basically, I keep all of my tabbing equipment in this right here, and this is just a makeup bag. I think I got it from Walmart. I'm pretty sure I've had this since I was in like 6th or 7th grade. Like, it's like kind of tearing apart, it's like ripping a little bit, and I've literally had this thing forever, and so basically I keep all of my supplies in this. And so there are some different supplies that you can use. I usually get mine from Amazon, and I started out with just some tabs like this, and it comes with 5 colors and it repeats twice. So you have pink, orange, yellow, green, blue, and then pink, orange, yellow, green, blue, and it came in a pack of a few hundred. And it also did come with like some of those like thicker tabs as well. And I looked at ordering some thicker tabs in these colors, so that way I could use the same colors as the tab to write like little notes on. But I decided to go against that, especially considering now I don't really use these 5 colors anymore. Like, I still use 5 colors, but I've added new colors now. And then for a while I used these ones from Target, which I've actually run out of the pink and the orange that were on here, and these were a lot more muted colors. Like, they're not as like bright and neon, which I generally like the neon colors just a little bit better. I think it stands out a little bit more. Plus, I didn't really like this yellow one either. And generally, I run out of pink the fastest, so I feel like I'm always needing pink tabs. But most recently, I have started using these ones from Amazon, and they actually have 7 colors. And so it comes with pink, orange, yellow, green, blue, and then like a dark purple, and then like a lighter purple, which would be this color. They come with the ones with the arrows on it as well as the ones without the arrows on it. I personally do not have a favorite out of the two. I don't mind using the ones with the arrows or the ones without the arrows, just because of the way that I place the tab on the page, which I can get into that in a little bit as well. But I usually just use either one. The only thing that I do not like is mixing and matching. So the next thing that I use while annotating are these transparent sticky notes, and I actually got this idea from Haley over at Pages of Haley, and she talked about these in her video, and so I just knew that this would be perfect for me because I knew that I wanted to not write in my books anymore, and I wanted to continue to be able to take notes but not use regular sticky notes just because you can't see through them. And like I said, I did used to use kind of those thicker stickies to write on them, and so I felt like this was like the perfect medium between that and a sticky note, because I have more room on this and it's transparent like those other sticky tabs. Also, I just get these from Office Depot, at my local Office Depot, which you could probably get them from Amazon as well. But like I said, I just get mine from Office Depot. The next thing that you can use is going to be pens. And when I used to write in my books, I would use these pens, but now I don't really use them as much anymore. And that is the Staedtler Tri-Plus fine liners. These come in a pack of, I believe, 10, and then I think you can get like a pack of 20. And they just come in like a bunch of different colors, and they have a really fine tip on them, so they don't really bleed through and they don't smudge or smear, which is really nice. But if you do have a heavy hand, I probably wouldn't suggest these because the tips might break. But these are really good pens to use in books. Like I said, I don't really use these as much anymore when writing my books, but they are really good pens and I highly recommend. And since I have started using these transparent sticky notes, I have been using a Sharpie ultra fine point marker to write because it is permanent and it doesn't smear and it dries fast, which is nice. So I just use this to write on this and then just stick it in, and it works perfectly. So next, I kind of want to talk about the placement of my tabs. I'm going to start with an example in Nevernight. And so the first sentence of Nevernight, I have a tab by it, And the first sentence of Nevernight is, people often shit themselves when they die, and I thought that that was funny when I read it. So I put in a yellow tab, and instead of putting the tab like where the middle of the tab is on the line, I actually put the top edge of the tab under the line that I'm talking about. So I basically know, hey, this is the start of the part that I wanted to tab. And so I continue to do that with every part that I annotate, and it just kind of keeps going like throughout, and it helps me kind of be a little bit more organized, and that way if I do end up not having like arrow tabs, then it doesn't really hurt anything. And even with arrow tabs, I don't use the arrow to point to the line. I put it under the sentence that I'm looking to annotate. And again, like I said, that's just a personal preference. Some people like the arrow tabs just so they can point exactly to the line that they are talking about. So now I'm going to talk about what my tabs mean. So obviously the different colors mean different things, and for everyone their tabbing system can be a little bit different, and their colors can mean different things. So in my copy of A Court of Silver Flames, I actually did put a annotation key, which this is the first time that I've ever actually done that. In a previous year, I actually had my annotation key in my bullet journal, and I really liked having that. Unfortunately, I did not put one in this year. I really don't know why I didn't. I guess I just wasn't thinking about it, but my tabs have kind of changed since that last time, but I think I will be incorporating that spread in future journals because I just really liked having that in there. So like I said, I now use 7 tab colors, and again, each tab means something a little bit different. And so we are going to start with the first tab, which is pink, and pink stands for love or relatable. And this is just a scene that I love, a moment that I love, something that I find that's relatable, or just anything like that. And this color generally goes the quickest because I just feel like there's so many moments that I love, and so I feel like pink definitely is used the most often. So next we have orange, which is for shocking or action, and so that is something that I read that literally made my jaw drop, or just like action points in the plot, war scenes, anything like that, anything that just is like fast paced and just, or just like surprising or shocking. Next we have yellow, which is funny, and I feel like these are the ones that I actually don't use the most because a lot of times I don't really find myself like laughing out loud at books, but if I ever do, that is what the yellow tab is for. And that's just anything that I find funny, anything that was said funny, anything that the character said that was funny, anything in the writing that I found funny. Grammar mistakes sometimes are yellow, but yeah. Next is green, and that is for angry, and this is me being angry at the character, or something that the character said, angry that this is happening to the character, or even angry that this was written. So it just points to anger. Next we have the blue tab, which is for any sad moments. Usually there's a lot of times these go with characters' backstories when they have like something sad happen in their past. Usually if a character dies or anything like that, I will tab it with the blue one. So next thing that we have is the dark purple, and that is important information. So any world building, anything that I think could possibly be foreshadowing, just anything that's really important that I feel like I will need to know in the future, I use the dark purple. And finally we come to the light purple tab, and these are quotes. So these are just any quotes that I really enjoyed and want to just kind of make note of. And sometimes I do end up taking the quotes and using the pink on them. I recently just started using purple, the light purple, as the quotes tab, so I am still getting kind of used to my new tabbing system because I literally just changed it. And so yeah, that is what each tab means. And yeah, so that is just about everything when it comes to my annotating system. If you have any questions about it, or you would like me to be more clear on something, let me know down in the comments. I'd be happy to answer your questions and kind of let you know how my system actually goes and kind of the process behind it. But yeah, if you like to annotate, let me know down in the comments as well. Do you write in your books, or do you not write in your books? Let me know down in the comments. I think that is going to be all for today's video. Make sure to give it a thumbs up if you liked it, and subscribe to my channel. You don't have to. It would be awesome if you did though. I will have all of my social medias linked down in the description, as well as any videos that I mentioned or any supplies that I've mentioned as well. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.